It is time now for all things current in California politics. We welcome back Rich Eisen, editor-in-chief of Capital Weekly publication. Rich, good to have you back here. Katie Porter running for governor. She had a contentious interview with a local television station here. She felt that the interview and interviewee perhaps were a bit too aggressive in their questioning. It's important to note that that interview was completed after the point of contention. It went another 20 minutes, so Katie Porter did not walk out. She did finish the interview. Is that something that will hurt Katie Porter going forward, or is it one of those time washes it away?
Well, I mean, I think it's important to remember that in politics, 24 hours is a lifetime in the life of a politician. And so it's hard for me to believe that that her opponents in particular aren't going to continue to beat the crap out of her over this thing all the time. We've already seen, press releases from all of the Democratic contenders and a lot of the Republican ones. And in fact, she's getting beat up, I think, worse by the Republicans than she is even by the Dems. It's really hard to say that this is going to have an impact, though, with voters. I think, if anything, voters right now are so much more inclined to go with people who they perceive as fighters, as opposed to those, especially with Dems, who come across as more passive. I'm going to have to see that this has an impact with voters before I make a call on that.
If you were a crisis manager and advising Katie Porter, would you just say lay low, sit it out? Or would you say do a bunch of other interviews and rehabilitate yourself as soon as possible?
The latter, for sure. I mean, when you're doing crisis management, the last thing you want to do is keep bringing up the thing that got you in trouble in the first place. So yes, I think her smartest play is just keep talking. Don't do that again, but keep talking as much as you can. Okay,
Zogby poll that came out about 2 weeks ago, Zogby, a very reputable polling source, regarding campaign messaging, had Hilton, the Republican, at 29%, Porter, the Democrat, at 23%. What is a campaign messaging poll, and what does that tell you?
It's where you're separating the message from the candidate. And the Dems have had a problem with this for a while. If you poll on particular positions, Dems often come out way ahead of the conservative or Republican positions until you attach a Democrat to it, until you attach the name to it. And that is where that's their big disconnect right now, is how people view the party or the person versus the message.
Prop 50, there's one thing on the ballot. Everybody should have gotten your ballot in the mail, and sometimes they attach other things to that, but there's just this time. Would it be, we have a poll too of where we are with this. Yes, right now is polling 54%, no 36%. Quick question, is that too much of a deficit for no to make up?
Well, 10% is allegedly still undecided. I think that's a pretty big gap. Because we're in such a short window now. We're only a few weeks away, literally. So that's a pretty big gap.
Yes should pass. Now, is it possible in looking at this, the noes aren't in support of this, but even the people who will vote yes are doing so by holding their nose. They really don't like redrawing maps, but they're only doing it for one reason, because Texas and the president. Is that fair to say? That
absolutely. And it goes back to messaging. I mean, this has been very clearly defined as California versus Donald Trump. This is our the whole thing is about resisting things that are coming from the federal government. I think that resonates with a lot of people.
Governor has to finish up signing bills by Monday. Is there anything, he already vetoed the increasing pay for Cal firefighters. Anything you see coming up that he is going to pass, you feel?
Well, I mean, I think the big question is there's some legislation on his desk dealing with safeguards for AI, or not AI use, but for internet use and that kind of a thing. A little bit of a tussle going on there between big tech and Hollywood. The governor wants to continue to court both of them. That's challenging. There's some AI regulation issues, some very big labor issues. Over this weekend, I think we're going to start, people like you and I are going to start getting emails with the hundreds and hundreds of bills being addressed, but before Monday at midnight.
Well, we do know the governor will be in the office all weekend.
It's going to be a working weekend, yes.
Indeed. Okay, Rich Eisen, thank you.